We are honored to have a former Halton District School Board student join our event tonight to share his story with you. Please join me in welcoming Logan.
Hello everyone. Once again, my name is Logan Townsend. I'm currently studying theatrical studies at York University. And I have to just say, it's an amazing experience. I would like to just start off with a background of myself, then get into my education background and how it's gotten me to where I am, and finish off with how people like you can help the next generation with their success in education. So let's get down to business, shall we? I was born in Hamilton and was raised by my mother and father for a couple of years until my grandmother started to realize some strange patterns in my mother's behavior. As time went by, my grandmother started to realize that my mother was physically abusing me. Right when my grandmother saw this patterning, she went straight to Children's Aid for help. Though there was some hiccups here and there with Children's Aid, I did end up with my grandmother and my step-grandfather as one of their new children when I was 5. It was at this time that my brain started to fully comprehend what was happening earlier in my life, and I began behaving in strange ways, where at first people thought it was because of my missing my mother, though it was actually because of what my mother had done to me that I was reacting like this. I was diagnosed at this young age with post-traumatic stress disorder, high anxiety levels, depression symptoms, and short-term memory loss. How could I forget that? These are all still apparent in my life, and every day I battle with these symptoms. Though I don't walk around with my head down, mostly because my acting instructor would smack me on the head and tell me that nobody would be able to see me in the back row. Next up is my educational background, which is probably one of the few reasons why I'm up here, even. My education started when I was 6 years old at West Oak Public School, where for half the year I was in a normal classroom with normal kids that really didn't last long before I was put into a more suitable environment, and this environment was called the Behavioral Resource Class, also known to few as the BRC. I had to switch schools for this program, so halfway through the year I transferred over to Gladys Spears. This was a program that helped a few students with mental and behavioral disabilities. In this class, my 3 teachers would teach me the essential curriculum in a way that could be easily understood and done at my pace. Then the BRC was transferred to Captain Robert Wilson. So naturally, I then went with them. From grade 2 to 5, I stayed with the BRC, slowly learning how to cope with my feelings and be able to get into society as a normal person. At the end of grade 5, I was able to be in a normal classroom and learn like one of the average kids. But being in a behavioral class made me an outcast for many people. They saw me as a guy who had anger issues and would hurt you if I got upset. They no longer saw me for who I was. They just saw me as a time bomb just waiting to blow up. So once I was out of the safety of the BRC, I was bullied nonstop for 2 years. I truly felt like I didn't have anyone to turn to, so I didn't turn to anyone. It wasn't until I got into a fight in grade 8 with a boy that had been bullying me for those 2 years that I realized that I did have people that were lurking after me. The teachers in my school that knew me, or even the teachers that I didn't even think knew me, were there for me. They had my back ever since I left the BRC. And I'm glad that they were so great. Though, to my knowledge now, I believe that the BRC has been abolished, and it's a very sad thought because it helped me so much, and now it won't be able to help students like me in the same way. But after elementary school, I went to high school at Abbey Park through optional attendance. Originally, I was supposed to go to White Oak Secondary School, but I wanted a new start in my educational life. And since everyone from my elementary school was going to White Oaks, I believed that Abbey Park would be the better choice. That, and it helped that I could just walk over to Abbey Park. At Abbey Park, I tried to remake myself. Through my time, I went through extracurricular after extracurricular. I did track and field, football, cross country, even contemplated doing rugby. It took 3 years of high school before I found my passion for theater. I was a part of Abbey Park's fall production, The Odd Couple, where Neil Simon's female version of this play, I played Jesus, a Spanish man. I'm not Spanish. So that was an experience. Then later in the spring, I did Show of Hands Drama Festival, which is run by students and directed by students, acted by students, which sounds like it could be a mess, but somehow it turns out to be gold. With these two experiences under my belt, I was confident enough to try and pursue it for my post-secondary education. Without the help and support from my high school guidance counselor and all the teachers that taught me, I truly believed that I would be pursuing something that I didn't have a passion for. Without all the staff of the Halton District School Board, I would have been left astray. Finally, I would like to say that everyone here can positively help students with their academic success. Even if it's just words of encouragement, I can say from personal experience that it does help. But I'd also like to speak to the students in the room. They have to do their part too. You have to go and get help if you feel like you need help. I didn't ask for help for the longest of time, and I felt like the world was against me. Once I asked for help, everything opened up. I don't want anyone to feel how I ever felt. And I guess that's why I've always had the dream of becoming a teacher. I was so influenced by the great ones before me that I want to go out there and become a greater one and help them and help students be their best, so I can help everyone as well. I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to go out there and break a leg. Break a legend. The legends that came before me so that I can surpass them. Without the help from the Halton Learning Foundation, I wouldn't have been able to get into my university program without any problems. I would have struggled financially and possibly even not pursued post-secondary education because of the financial issues. So I must thank them sincerely and wholeheartedly for bestowing with me the Harry Tompkins Scholarship. Thank you.